All right, guys. So I was talking to an Aquarius woman, okay? And she is in a relationship with a Virgo man. Now, this relationship is a new relationship. And they are getting along okay as far as like conversation is concerned and stuff like that, but she has a really big problem with him, and she wants us to kick it around and see what we come up with. I'm going to give my opinion, and hopefully in the comment section you'll give your opinion, and we'll see if we can help this lady Aquarius with her Virgo dude. Okay, but first let me do the introduction. I am Queen Alset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Pass it on to anybody, everybody that might want to see it too. And don't forget to leave us a positive comment in the comment section. Likewise, stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to read out some of my positive comments and talk a little bit of smack about the things that they've said to me in the comment section, okay? If you want to get a reading done, please email me. If you would like to be a patron, please check out all the links that are underneath this video because my Patreon is there, my social media is there. Any way that you may want to get in contact with me is underneath this video, okay? So back to the Aquarius. Okay, so, all right. So she said that she's in a relationship with this Virgo man and she likes the relationship, but I'm just going to tell y'all flat out what the problem is and y'all tell me what y'all think. She said that in the relationship, she feels like she's the man. She feels like their roles are reversed. She feels like she's more masculine, which she probably is, and she feels like he's more feminine. She feels like he does more, like she said, he nags. He's better in the kitchen. You know, he's really into culinary arts. He's always, you know, making fancy dinners and things like that. And she likes the things that he does. You know, she's very appreciative. But what bothers her is that she feels like she is the man in the relationship. She doesn't want to be in a relationship where she has to wear the pants. She feels like as an Aquarius woman, she's always been independent. And many of us are like that, you know, at different parts in our life, if not our whole life. And she said that she was expecting, because this is like her second boyfriend, so she was expecting that her boyfriend, I think she was expecting him to fulfill some of those traditional masculine gender roles that I always tell people are dangerous because a lot of them just aren't true. A lot of people are held to their gender role to their detriment. And I think that's what's happening here. She wants him to do the traditional things that she grew up thinking a boyfriend or a husband would do. You know, they take out the trash, they belch, they play football, you know, those stereotypical things that we always expect from a man to do. And I tell people, you got to come away from that because they never were really true. Those are all stereotypes. Some men do like those things. Some men are into those things. And some men fake the funk like they're into those things to seem more attractive to the opposite sex. You got a lot of that going on too. So my thing is that, you know, I understand that she wants to feel like he's her man. She wants to feel like she's protected. She wants to feel like that. And she doesn't feel like that. She feels like she's more aggressive. She feels like she's more of the masculine energy. And when you look at the two zodiac signs, that's actually true. The Aquarius is a masculine energy ruled by two masculine planets. And Virgo is a feminine energy. Virgo, the Virgin, you know, it's a more feminine energy. And, you know, even though a man is going to have a certain amount of masculine energy anyway, but they do have a tendency to have some of those, I would say, stereotypical things you would associate with femininity. So some of them might be into culinary things or household things. And these things are traditionally seen as feminine, but they're really not. They never really were feminine. We just were the ones who were in charge of them because during that time period, it made sense. Gender roles made sense once upon a time, but they don't make sense anymore because when they made sense, women were not working. You were what they called a homemaker. So, all the way back to the times of hunters and gatherers, women were being the homemakers in many societies. It does depend on the culture. So women were being the homemakers. The husbands or the men were the ones who went out into the world and got furs and meat and animals, whatever they had to bring back to take care of the family. So it made sense for you to stay home with the kids and make the clothes and cook and clean. That makes sense when you're not working. But when you have a career, when you're both going out there to hunt, when you're both going out there, now these roles don't make sense anymore. Now they're just archaic notions that are keeping us stuck in boxes. Because when we don't live up to them, or when our partner doesn't live up to them, then we're kind of stuck. So she wants him to be more of the manly man. And if I were you, what I would do is I would have an honest conversation with him about it, because some of these things might be able to be tweaked. For example, you said you feel like you're more assertive, that you make all the plans. When it's time to go to dinner or it's time to do something, you're the one that's making the plans. You're the one that's deciding where to go. So I would throw some of that back. Like, I would tell him, I would like you to be more assertive. I would like you to plan some of our date nights. You're just doing it, and then you're liking it sometimes, and then sometimes you're not liking it. So what you got to do is you got to communicate it with him without hurting his feelings. You don't go up to him, and be like, yo, you need to man up. Like, come on, don't do it like that, But just tell him, be like, I would like you to initiate sometimes. I would like you to make plans. I would like you to do these kinds of things. Do you think that's something you could do? Could you plan something for us twice a month? And I plan some too? You have to, ask him and talk about these things in a way that's open and honest. Because if this really, really bothers you, it's going to really have a damper on your relationship. And I think that you guys can tweak this one. I don't think this one has to be a deal breaker. I think y'all can talk your way and work your way through it. And like I said before, I think that because we're used to these roles, we're feeling like, I feel like you're getting the impression like this relationship might not be good for you because he's not playing that role that you wanted him to play. But my thing to you is that, does he have to play that role? Can you share the role? Can you redefine what the role looks like? Or are you dead set against any of that? Because if you are, then you're going to have to come away from this more feminine energy and meet a man who has a more masculine energy, because you have that option too. You have to decide, is this a deal breaker? For me, it wouldn't be a deal breaker. I would talk to him. I'd work my way through it. This isn't enough to break a deal, because he's not really doing anything wrong per se. He's not, harming you or being negative or anything like that. He's just behaving in a manner that you didn't really expect. So if you can talk your way and communicate your way through that, that would be the best bet, Aquarius. And if you can't, then it's time to move on. Very simple. It's time to move on. Get you an Aquarius man. They'll be a lot like you and a lot more masculine in a lot of cases. Or look at some of the other, zodiac signs that you do like, and look at the ones that have more of a masculine energy and lean towards those. But if it was me, I wouldn't walk away from somebody I liked that wasn't doing anything wrong just because they didn't play their role right. I would try to talk to them about what I want. Because it's not really right or wrong. It's what you want. Because what you want, another woman might be like, oh, this is decent. She might think it's heaven. Whereas you're like, wouldn't it be a little bit more masculine? So you got to think about that seriously. Is this a deal breaker for you? And communicate with them. One thing I've noticed about a lot of couples, A lot of couples, the problem is they didn't talk about whatever the problem is. One person holds it in, or the other person notices it, but it's like, I ain't gonna say nothing. Like, he might already be aware that you feel like that. It might be like, well, I'm not gonna say nothing until she says something, you know? So I would talk to him nicely, calmly, kindly. I would just sit and talk to him and see what things we could do to change that dynamic. All right, let's take a look at some of these positive comments. Classy One Love. Okay, nice name. She said 100% facts. My Aquarius man definitely goes above and beyond to express his love for me. If your Aquarius is going above and beyond to express their love, that's an Aquarius that really is in a good place emotionally, a good healthy place, you know, and that's a relationship that you probably can work through. If an Aquarius has healthy emotions and they're showing their love and, you know, they're speaking your love language, that's a good thing. That's good for any person, but Aquarius often struggle with that. So that's really good that this person is not struggling with it. T.Y. Clark, or Ty Clark. Maybe it's Ty Clark. Hey, Ty. Ty says, such an Aquarius. We'll get it our damn selves. Oh, yeah. I bought this ring. And a lot of you saw me unbox this ring. And I was just talking about it. I was saying, I had said something in the community section about this ring. And she's like, yeah, that's how Aquarius are. We will get it ourselves. And I think it was a line from Cardi B. And I said, I don't cook, I don't clean, and I bought all my own damn rings. That was what I said. And she's like, yeah, that's Aquarius all day. Aquarius women all day. A lot of us have very independent energy. And it's not that we don't, like, I'm the kind of person that I love gifts. I'll take gifts. If my lover buys me things or anybody buys me things, gifts is my love language. Of course I'm going to take them. But there's a different level of satisfaction when you are independent and you can afford to buy your own things and you don't have to wait for somebody else to do it. That's one thing that I never want to be in a position where I have to depend on another person to do things for me. It's cool if they want to add to what I already got. They want to bring jewelry or money or whatever, that's fine. But I don't want to have to depend. I've been dependent before and I don't like it. I don't like it. I worked to get independent and stayed there because I don't like having to depend on a person. When you depend on a person, a lot of times they I don't know, sometimes they resent you. Sometimes they hold it over your head. Sometimes they dangle that little carrot, you know, because they know you're depending on them. And I don't like anybody having that kind of power over me. I like to have power and agency over my own life. You know? All right, guys, time to get going. Please come back soon because I got a lot more to say. See you later.